Once a time, there lived a young man named Ife. Ife was known throughout the village of Umamba for his kindness and strength. He was the only son of a poor but hardworking farmer. Although he grew up with very little, Ife had a generous spirit, always willing to help others. Ife's father had always taught him the value of hard work and humility. In life, my son, it is not how much you have but how much you give that defines you, his father would say. Ife took these words to heart and became known as a pillar of the community. One day, word spread that the king of the land was hosting a great festival in the capital. The king had invited all the young men of the surrounding villages to participate in a contest of strength and wisdom. The prize was a bag of gold coins and a plot of fertile land, a dream for someone like Ife who wished to provide a better life for his family. The night before Ife set off for the capital, his father called him to their small, thatched hut. "Remember, Ife," his father said, his voice soft but firm, "in the pursuit of wealth and glory, do not lose sight of what truly matters. Your heart is your greatest treasure." Ife nodded, promising himself that he would honor his father's words. With his father's blessing, he embarked on the long journey to the capital. When Ife arrived, he was awed by the splendor of the city and the magnificence of the king's palace. The contest was grueling, testing the young men in strength, speed, and intelligence. Many strong and clever participants faltered under the pressure, but Ife's determination and humility guided him through each challenge. As the final test approached, the king announced that the contestants would face one last trial, a race to the top of the mountain overlooking the city. At the summit stood a lone tree, under which a bag of gold coins was buried. The first to reach it would claim the prize. The race began, and Ife dashed forward with all his might. As he ascended the steep path, he noticed an old man struggling to carry a heavy load of firewood. The other contestants rushed past without a second glance, their eyes fixed on the prize at the top. Ife hesitated, torn between his desire to win and his instinct to help. Remembering his father's words, Ife made a decision. He stopped and approached the old man. "Let me help you," he offered, taking the heavy load onto his shoulders. Together, they slowly made their way up the mountain. As they neared the summit, Ife saw the other contestants already gathered around the tree, cheering and celebrating. The bag of gold had been claimed. Ife felt a pang of disappointment but did not regret his choice. He gently placed the firewood beside the old man's small hut at the top of the mountain. The old man smiled warmly and thanked Ife. "You have a good heart, young man," he said. "Your kindness will not be forgotten." Ife smiled back, though he felt a deep sense of loss. He had failed to win the prize, and with it, the future he had hoped for his family. But as Ife prepared to descend the mountain, the king's guards arrived and escorted him back to the palace. There, in front of the gathered crowd, the king himself stood, holding a small, shining crown. "Ife," the king called, his voice carrying across the courtyard, "though you did not claim the bag of gold, you have proven yourself to be the wisest and most noble of all. The prize was not the gold, but the heart to help others even when it means sacrificing your own gain. For this, you are the true winner." The king handed Ife the crown, and with it, a title of honor and respect. He also gave Ife a plot of the most fertile land in the kingdom, more valuable than the gold itself. Ife returned to his village as a hero, not just for what he had won, but for the lesson he had taught. From that day on, the people of Umamba remembered Ife's story as a lesson in the true meaning of wealth. It is not found in gold or possessions but in the strength of one's character and the kindness in one's heart. Ife's life became a shining example of how helping others and staying true to one's values could lead to a richness far beyond material wealth.